Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Hope you all had a great day. And I posted earlier today that I wish that I could sit with you and have a cup of coffee or a hot cocoa and just chat for a little bit. I got the hot cocoa, but we probably can't chat a lot. But so, if you're here and you have your hot cocoa, welcome. Leave me a little note to let me know that you can see me. And tonight is a Let's Make a Card night, but I'm going to show you how if you are a memory keeper, you can actually use this card class to add to your layout as well. So I'm going to try and include both of these in our Facebook Lives. So if you really do not want to be guilted into any kind of memory, anything, that's okay. You don't have to. You can still do your cards. Don't you worry. I am super excited about, I put this off and say, no, everyone wants to make cards. I shouldn't do it. But really, scrapbooking is my love and where I started. And I do tend to go back to that every now and then. So as a new year, I have tons of photos. I need to get them out of my phone. And so that I'm going to be doing some of that too. And I hope that you love it. If you aren't sure when I talk about simples, because simple can mean 100 things, but simples are SVGs. Those of you that have a Cricut, a Scan and Cut, or a Cameo, all of you can cut them. They're SVGs. Those are files for your die cut machines. If you don't have one of those, I'll also give you a layout that you could just cut your photo mats and do them. But if you have a die cut machine, it makes it way simpler. Well, simple. But tonight we are doing a card, and then we're going to add it to a layout at the end. So tonight we are working with, let me get you over there. We are working with, from the new catalog, the Peaceful Poppies. And we are actually using almost everything in the suite. Yes, we're using everything in the suite. The suite is one number that includes everything. So if you really want it all, that's a great way to do it. If that's on page 25. If you turn to page 26 and 27, you can see the breakdown. There's actually two bundles in this suite. One of them is the Painted Poppies bundle. That's this one. And that comes with these dies, which is cool. And I have all of those out. Oh no, I have them in here. Sorry. I've been playing with them a bunch. These are kind of cool. There's this one, which I used on the layout, and I'll show you that after. This one fits the stamp. This one is an awesome little border, a leaf. Another fits the flower. And then we're using both of these labels. So that's where you get the painted label die. Now those fit the sentiments that are over here in the Peaceful Moments bundle. But they'll fit other sentiments that you have if you didn't want to do that one too. The dies, whoops, my snail stuck. The dies that go with this one are really cool. They're the Poppy Moments dies. So it's a little confusing. You need to make sure you're getting what you wanted to get. When you get the Peaceful Moments, the stamps that you get are these sentiments. And then you get these really detailed flower dies that do things like this. They cut out the flowers. They do, if you look really close at this one, this is again on page 27. See what, let me see if I can get it without making you dizzy. This one, see it does those kind of overlays. Really cool, okay? So that's the Peaceful Moments bundle. Whoops, wrong way. And then the other one is the Painted Poppies bundle. So just so that you know. Then the other things that are included in the suite are this amazing designer series paper. You see me playing with that this weekend. Love it. The sequins, the crinkled seam binding, and then I'll show you these Poppies elements. And you can get all these individually. You don't have to buy the whole thing, but you can. Okay, so that's what we're working with tonight. This is our card. Right? I love these colors. Okay. So let's start with our card. Put you up here so that you're not in the way. And I am actually using the sentiment from the Peaceful Moments. But again, as I said, you can use other sentiments if you don't. I use this one because remember my word this year is joy, and it had joy in it. These are the moments we look back on with joy. Perfect sentiment for me this year. So we're going to start with our card base, and we're using Whisper White. Isn't it? I love it. And we're going to do this at 8.5 by 5.5. Just want to make sure because I cut a bunch of things. Yep. And then we're going to score at 4.25. Someone asked me the other day, what's the best scoring tool? I love the new trimmer. It has the scoring blade in it, and so it's only one tool that I have to have on my desk. But I also like the Simply Scored if you have room for it. Let me grab it. I keep mine in a drawer, but if you have room, this is really handy too. I like that too. But the ease of the trimmer is perfect. And why did something happen drawing here? Something did not match up. Let's just start again. If I get talking about tools, I'm not really doing my job well. So let's measure and not talk for a sec. 5.5. Cut. And score at 4.25. Make sure that you score, not cut. Much better. I don't know what I did the first time. Okay, so there is the front of my card. Now, this Designer Series paper is just amazing. So we're going to use a piece of Designer Series paper, and we're going to cut that to 4 by 5.25. So I already cut this 4-inch strip, and 5.25. Look at the other side. Really cool too. Okay, and this is going to go right on the front. I showed you earlier today some photos I posted in the VIP group, different layouts using this paper, and we all decided that it's a little too busy for the layout. So then I didn't worry about cutting it because I didn't need it for the layout. It's going to be perfect on the front of my cards. So there's that. And then I'm going to work with a piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to do my scene on the front of that. I also need, this is the label die from the Peaceful Moments, from the Painted Poppies bundle. So I get this bigger label in there. Right, Shannon? I do too. And we are going to run this through our Big Shot, which is over here. And I'm going to do 2 of these, so I'm going to run it through twice, because I want to show, I'm going to make 2 of these pieces, these fancy things that we're doing on top. So there's one, crunch, crunch, crunch. Bring you back. And if you look close at that, you'll see it's got this really great edging that's kind of scored in. Kind of like molding on your cabinet doors. I'm sure it has a really fancy name, but I can't think of it right now. All right. So we've got those 2. Move Mr. Big Shot out of the way. All right. Next, I'm going to stamp on these 2. These are the moments that we look back on with joy, and I'm using my Memento Tuxedo. And I'm going to do this over on one side a little bit, so I have room to add those flowers. Susan, that's what I was thinking. Is it crown molding? I know that's what goes around the edge, but that's kind of what it seems like on this too. It could be that. think there's anyone here to argue with us, so we're good. And then you're going to wonder, where did you get that flower? Where is that? That looks pretty cool. That comes from those elements that are part of the suite, and they punch out. They're not sticky, but they're on chipboard. They're awesome. This black is embossed. It's gorgeous. Look at it. Another one. You get 2 sheets of those punch out flowers, and then look at this punch out vellum. Isn't it beautiful? And then these are embossed, ready to color. They're watercolor paper that's white, or that's clear, embossed on it. See it? Oh, they're perfect to color with. And they're all pre-punched. So that's what this set is. It's really tons of stuff. And it is, I think, $6.95. Peaceful Poppies Elements, $6.50. So you get 8 sheets total. 2 with black, 2 printed thick cardstock, 2 printed vellum, and 2 watercolor. Really cool. I love that. Hey, Roz, happy Monday to you. All right, so I'm going to grab my fleurs off of here. And then I'm going to stamp down here at the bottom. This was my favorite stamp from the moment I saw it. This and the Meerkats, I just thought were the coolest stamp sets. Even before I saw the catalog, I just loved those. And they were everywhere when we went to the convention in April. Was it April? No, November, sorry, that launched this new catalog. We're going to ink this baby up. And I'm using, these are cling mount stamps, so I don't need to worry about foam underneath it or anything. They come with the foam kind of built in, so I'm good to just do it. Nice. And let's do this one too while we're doing. Hey, Mary Lou. And you'll notice on my sample that my flowers were red, and that's because I took my Poppy Parade blends and I colored in just the blossoms. And you're thinking, oh goodness, that's going to take forever. It really doesn't. It goes pretty quick because it's not super fussy. I took the lighter one, used the brush tip, and you just, again, light hand with this. You need to get your coloring going, but really a light hand. Not much ink is needed. And you just kind of go over all the flowers. I'm not going to color both of these in with you because you'll be really bored, but I want to get one. All right, so you just kind of go over it. You can do the little petals if you want, the little buds that are down here at the bottom. It's really a simple card, but this extra minute that you take coloring just really adds so much to it. And then when I get all done, we'll put this together. I took a little bit of this is the light Poppy Parade, and I came back and added, hey Marion. I know, Penny, you got to start a list. So this looks like it might be the front of a card, but it's also going to go on a simple. Hence the reason I made 2. So if you start thinking about card fronts as scrapbook layout embellishments, it'll get double purpose out of your projects. Now if you're thinking, I don't do scrapbooks, I'm not interested in doing that, then let's turn those, instead of it being into a scrapbook page, let's turn it into a wall photo that you put into a 12 by 12 frame. We did some samplers in the fall, so we're going to take that whole concept of samplers and add some photos to it. Susan did some great ones with some photos, and it got me thinking. All right, so now we've got, I would color that in too if you guys weren't here. And then I'm going to take the dark one. Let me just zoom in a little so that you can see exactly what I mean. And I'm just going to go over the centers, use the stamp as my guide where I want the darker colors. And again, you don't need a lot, just a little, just to give it a little bit more depth. All right. Then this is the ribbon. It's a seam, crinkled seam binding ribbon. And I'm going to take that, wrap it around the back. And I always tie first and then cut it off. I find it's easier to work with that rather than cut myself a piece and then I'm dealing with this itty bitty little end and I can't do it. So leave it still attached to the bolt. And go back and fix the ends and then cut it, okay? So there's that one. And then I'm going to take this piece and it's going to go right here, but I'm going to use my dimensionals on it. Did they, Susan? Oh, that's awesome. That's so good to hear. I'm sure it was gorgeous. I mean, the samplers are really pretty because they highlight stamp sets and beautiful designer series paper, but why not have your photos be the highlight of them? And they don't have, if, you know, you're thinking, well, I don't have a family nearby. I don't have grandchildren. It's just me. I don't have fur babies to spoil. There's beautiful things about your life every day, joyful things that you could share, that you would like to look at, that are not on your phone. You want to look at them all the time. So these are the moments we look back on with joy. I'm going to just snail this down because I've already got some texture going on. Right? Look how cool this is. I love these little flowers. All right. Same with this one. This goes like this. This goes like this. Color in your flowers. You're then going to take your sequins, and you know how I use this end all the time to pull off our tear tape and all of that. This is the take your pick tool, and it's got the little putty thing. It is perfect for picking up sequins, which are really annoying any other way. Then you pop it on top of the glue dot, right? Whoops, a little bit of my take your pick stuck to it. And then pick it up on the other end, glue dot, and then just pop it right on a couple of flowers. You only need a couple, you don't need many. These come in gold and blacks, and of course the red and some clear ones, right? Super cute. Some are little flowers. You'll have for a lot. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. If you missed Susan's, I think she posted them on our Facebook page, didn't you, Susan? In the VIP group? I think you did. Okay, so this is really going to go, this is what's going to go in the front of our card, right? So we're just going to, oh, we're almost done. We have one more step. In this collection of goodies, in that element pack, is this beautiful embossed little swoop-de-doop border. I love it, right? So before we stick this down, we're going to run some snail on the back of this, and then just pop this on the bottom. I trimmed off the edge because see how it's got, let me get it so it's straight to you. See, it's got kind of this indent here, and I think I'm not going to have that on this end. So I'm going to put it over the edge a little See, it's not right exactly on the edge. And over this way. Make sure it's straight. It looks crooked. And then I'm going to flip this over and just trim off the extra on either side. Okay, now I'm ready to put my dimensionals on the back. And pop that right on the front of my card, right? Ready to go. Now wait, remember I have another one. By the magic of TV, here's this layout that I showed you a little bit of last night, some sneak peeks of it. This is a simple, and I will upload this in the classroom for you. I'm not always going to give them away. Some will be for sale, but this one I'll give away. Let me move up a little bit more. So this allows you to have 2 4x6 and 2 3x3s. Those of you that don't have my cropping tools, I have found a new source and they're on the way. This was done just the way the Simple wanted it. This is that layout, that die that I showed you in here. It's in this one, the painted poppies, and it kind of highlights that picture, right? And instead of just having the center, let's just pop this up for a minute. In case you didn't want this, which is similar, you could put the whole card right on the front, right in the middle. And now you have this really cute, easy to do layout with this super deluxe embellishment smack dab right in the middle that doesn't take away from our photos at all, but clearly adds to our layout. And it was so, well, simple, right? So I have to let you look at the mini humans up close, those of you that haven't really met them. This is Grace and this is Lucy, and this is one of Grace's really good friends, Molly. And we're at church the week before Christmas. They had family day and we all came. All of the kids stayed upstairs. I have to let you look really close. Can you tell what Lucy has in her mouth? That would be baby Jesus from the creche. Yes. Lucy loves baby Jesus. Why he was in her mouth, I'm not sure, but he was. So I decided that we needed to save that, even though someday we'll have to explain to her that that's not okay. So this is why she had baby Jesus in her mouth, because she just had a blue candy cane off the Christmas tree. But this whole thing was really easy to do. It's double layered. If you look really close, you can see I cut the Simple out of basic black, and then I cut the frames out of Whisper White. And these are just cut as frames. These aren't cut with my Cricut. These were done with my trimmer. And the reason I did that is so the people that don't have a Cricut or don't have any other way to cut SVGs, you could just cut the mats. This is what the Whisper or the Simple looks like. And when I first did it, I honestly designed it to go this way. But when I got it out, oh, my photos went the other way, so I had to make a little swirl, and there you go. Now my photos are vertical and we're okay. What if you had one of each? What if you had one horizontal and one vertical and you really, really wanted it that way? You could easily take your trimmer and trim off one of these. The Simples are basically designed to give you your layout without having to look at a sketch. So you have it all done for you, and it just makes it way easier to put your layout together. So you're just going to lay that down on the side, take your trimmer, And then you're going to spin this one, and you're going to take your snips, because I don't want to cut this off. I just wanted that one off. So now I have my layout like this. I have this piece still. I'm going to come over here and trim this little doojiggy off the edge. And sometimes it doesn't hurt to kind of grab all of it. And then I just want to clean up this edge just perfectly. It's a little off a little bit. There we go. I took ever so slightly the amount off. So this would be done if you cut it out and thought you were all set and then realized, nope, that wasn't going to fly. So now I have this. Remember, this photo went like this. I can take this one and just pop it right over like that. And I changed the layout to fit my photos without doing a whole lot of cutting, pasting, slicing in Design Space. So if you're not super comfortable, just go ahead and cut them the way they are. Then use your trimmer and modify them a little. I will also give you the measurements in this one on how to cut the mats. This is the reverse of what I actually did on this layout. I cut the simple out of black, and then I cut the mats out of Whisper White and pop them on top. I told you earlier that I sent my very last set of templates to someone. It was my sample that needed them as a Christmas gift because I couldn't get our new supplier here in time, although I think we're good. And I didn't have my 3.5 by 3.5 to cut with. So I used, and I wanted to show you this, I used a die. I reached in my little die collection and I used the biggest square I could find in the layered shapes, and I cut it out with that. So if you don't have templates yet, templates should be here, I hope, by the end of the week, beginning of next week, in case you don't have them. I know a lot of you already do and don't need them, but it makes it so much easier to actually have them. So here we are. We have a card, and we have an incredible embellishment to really add to the front of your layout. All right. Well, happy paper crafting, everybody. I'm not even going to say card making or memory keeping. We're just playing with paper because we love it. Have a great night. I'll see you all soon. And yes, I will have the Simple in the Classroom, so make sure that you enroll in the free classroom. So go to karenmiller.com, click on Classroom, and you want to look for the 2020 free classes, and you'll find it in there. I know, Shannon, that's what my grandma always used to say. I thought it was horrible. More than one way to skin a cat. I know, don't tell him. Bobo's going to be really upset. I don't think he's going to stress, though. He seems pretty calm. Have a great night, you guys. We'll see you soon. See you Wednesday night doing just layouts.